Hi, this is Erling Jelvik from KVELERTAK, and you're listening to Tinnitus.
You just started a tour opening for Metallica. You played 2 gigs in Amsterdam so far. A bit early perhaps to ask, but how has it been so far?
It's been amazing, way better than expected. I was pretty nervous about playing on that round stage before the tour, but once we started playing, it just felt totally natural, and we just played like we owned the place. So yeah, it was good.
You didn't fall into the gap like James Hetfield did.
No, about BJ, our guitarist, he fell earlier when we were playing. So yeah, so that James Hetfield shouldn't feel too bad about it.
He was not the only one. Yeah. You will play in Paris the next 2 days, and you had a day off today. Kortrijk is away from Amsterdam, so in a way it makes sense to play here. The fans are certainly going to be happy to see you in a club like this. Is KVELERTAK a very hard-working band, or do you just love to play?
I think it's two sides of the same coin. It's we love to play and we love to work. So it's just better to play a show than having a day off, especially in terms of selling some T-shirts and making some money too. So yeah, so it's a lot more fun than just sitting on the bus and not doing anything.
Yeah. Besides being headliner today and having more time to play your own songs, is there a very different approach to playing in a club like this and playing a big stadium, 10,000 crowd and more?
Yeah, the difference is when we play for a totally new audience and we only have 40 minutes, then we just try to jam it in with as many hits as possible. So we play the shorter songs, but in order to play the most amount of songs. But when we're playing club show, we can play our longer songs, and we have a bunch of them. So 90 minutes, and it's a lot more dynamic to show, I think, instead of we're warming up for Metallica, we're just trying to kick the audience ass, so it's just full power all the time. So it's a little different, but I like both.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, you already toured with Slayer before, now Metallica. I guess it's some kind of a dream come true.
Yeah, we played with all of the big four now, so yeah, it's I would never, especially as a 15-year-old, I can never foresee something like this happening, but yeah, it's living the dream.
Yeah. How did you and the band react when the tour got confirmed? How did you get acquainted with the Metallica guys and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's how we met Metallica. It's we played the club in San Francisco, and it was weird already because the Crown Prince and Crown Princess of Norway were coming to see the show, and so there was a lot of Norwegian press, and then we're playing the show, and then suddenly we see James Hetfield standing on the side of the stage and headbanging, and it's total overload. It was, felt like a dream, but no, it's cool. He was hanging out after a show and was really down to earth and talking to us, and and after that they brought us out for a couple of shows a few years ago where they played festivals. It was us and Alice in Chains and bands like that. Yeah, and then now we got offered to do the whole European tour, so that's really good.
How would you describe your music? The concert was promoted tonight as hardcore punk metal.
I wouldn't say hardcore, and I would say just rock and roll. Really, it's with also some metal, but yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, KVELERTAK means stranglehold or chokehold in Norwegian. Did you come up with the name? Yeah. Is there a specific reason why it was named that way?
No, it's just a typical Norwegian punk sounding name. It's a lot of bands that have names of violent actions in Norway. So yeah, so we just came up with KVELERTAK. That's one of the first things people liked the band for, was the band name and not the music in the beginning, but yeah.
Were you more inspired or were you more involved with the punk scene as a 15-year-old or when you started with the band than being a metalhead?
Yeah, in our early 20s when we started KVELERTAK, there was a big hardcore scene in Stavanger at the time, so I guess we came up kind of with them. We were pretty inspired by seeing local bands like Purified and Blood, who had really intense and good stage show. So so it's an inspiration too. And Marvin and Vidar used to play in like a hardcore type band, and also Maciek. So and Chet. Yeah.
Did the band ever get criticized for the name of the first EP, the West Coast Holocaust EP? Did that?
No, people know we're not racist. It's the cool sounding name. And Holocaust doesn't necessarily mean killing Jews. Yeah.
Some people who are perhaps less informed might have a problem with it. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't. I'm not saying that you shouldn't use it, but I can imagine that
people are stupid enough to interpret it that way. It's their own problem. Yeah.
KVELERTAK came out in 2010. Mare came out in 2013. Not as fair, I'm pronouncing it horribly, I guess. Yeah. In 2016. Next album 2019. Are you already working on new material?
We started thinking about it, so I think we'll try to squeeze one out maybe next year or 2019. So we'll see how long it takes.
How does the normal songwriting process work with KVELERTAK?
It's been a little different approaches. Like on the last album, we all worked together in the practice space, but we decided that was a little too time-consuming and inefficient, even though it was fun. So I think we'll go back to doing how we did it before, where it's a lot of working on your own and then just bringing stuff together and trying it out in the practice space. So, yeah.
Do all you guys still live in the same city in Stavanger, or are you all across Europe or all across Norway?
No, most of the guys live in Oslo, but me and Marvin, I live in close to Haugesund, and Marvin lives in Stavanger, so we have to fly out to Oslo and stay in a hotel when we practice. Yeah. So it's a little exhausting, but yeah.
But you're on the road quite often, so perhaps you need to practice a little bit less.
Yeah, it depends. If we're doing something new, then we go practice. So yeah.
It kind of surprised me. I already found it out a couple of months or even years ago that you don't have a page anymore on the Metal Encyclopedia. You have your own. Yeah, you have your own personal.
Yeah, because I'm a metal band.
Yeah. But KVELERTAK doesn't have one anymore. There's some information about the split CD that you did. Doesn't it show in a way that the metal scene can be kind of narrow-minded if you're too punk or too rock and roll to be considered as a pure metal band?
Yeah, especially I have a problem with that webpage, Metal Encyclopedia. It's pretty inaccurate, and like when they first posted KVELERTAK, they wrote that lyrical content was race wars. And I don't think about race wars or anything like that. So so it's a little annoying, that webpage, I think. But,
You did win the third Spelleman Award for Nattesford. Is it the fourth already? Okay, wow, congratulations.
It's for the first one.
Yeah, is that like a Norwegian Grammy Awards or something like that?
Yeah, it's the supreme achievement in Norway. Is getting a Spelleman for your record. So yeah, that means you put out the best album in that category. Yeah.
Does it also mean that you're getting mainstream press in Norway?
Yeah, it's a lot of press that comes with it. So like after the first time we won 2 awards, just the record went straight back to the charts, and so it was a good exposure.
There are not that many metal bands or bands who have a punk attitude as well, who have 3 guitar players. How did that come true?
We used to be 2 guitar players, and then it just sounded better in practice. And we like doing it because we can have like harmonies while the riff keeps going, like dual harmonies. So it works for us and Iron Maiden.
The Norwegian metal scene has not only been quite infamous since the mid-end 80s, but also very interesting. Yeah, what are your main influences when we talk about Norwegian bands, metal or non-metal?
I used to listen to a lot more black metal before. It's personally, black metal has been a big influence on me in terms of my singing, like bands like Faith in Forest and Tokyo and Celtic Frost and stuff like that. And you can't get by without saying Turbo Negro. Yeah. That's been probably our biggest inspiration. Yeah. It's like bands we all listened to in high school. And
Have you ever performed with them, with Turbo Negro?
Yeah, lots of times. They're good friends, and they've been very supportive of us. So
they should play more and put out more CDs, but they have been I don't know.
They're old and busy with TV shows, so now they just play live. But I think there's a new one on the way. So
I only saw them once at a festival in Holland, and I'm dying to see them more. There's another Norwegian band that should play more, Los Plantronics. I'm not sure if you know them. They're more like surf and they use samples and stuff.
Really heard it.
Yeah. I do love the artwork for the 3 albums. Could you tell us a bit more about the concept? Who did them?
Yeah, John Baisley from Baroness did the first 2, and then we got Eric Roper, who's done cover art for like Sleep and High on Fire and bands like that. On the third one, approach is pretty simple. I just ask them if they can do it, and then I send them the lyrics and demos, and then they make something based on that. So like everything is based on like lyrical content. So.
You also did a video clip for Mattias with the hand drawing animated stuff. Can you tell us a bit more about? Was started off weird with some kind of a penis or something like that, or a monster that got chopped up a bit.
That guy, he's made Blodtasten Evig Vandral too, and I just love this animation style. I think he works in Disney or something now. But, yeah, he's a really talented local guy from Stavanger that we know from way back when, and yeah, he made the first video for us as a master assignment while he was studying, and I think he got an A. Yeah.
It worked out very well. I have a last question. How do you decide on the set list, like for today? Is it a group thing, or are you the one who decides?
Yeah, we just usually play the songs we like the most, but like for a long time now, we've just been playing a lot of new songs from the new album, but yeah, now we play like more old stuff that we haven't played in a long time from the first album. So yeah, it's more fun to play old songs, I think, now that you haven't played them in a while, so it feels like a boost.
Thank you for your time.